Coach, when you look at this game, just to have the resolve at the end there, knowing that New Orleans was making run after run, what do you think of that fourth quarter?
I told the guys that exact word, resolve. They've been having big third quarters against us for whatever reason. We couldn't make a shot, but we were getting quality looks in the third. And we told our guys in a late timeout in the third, like, we can't waver right now because we're getting good shots, putting pressure on our defense because we're playing in transition a little bit, but the shots were there. But for our team to be able to weather the run that they made was huge. And, the stats speak for themselves. So many guys had big games. But I thought the way we played in the paint tonight, I think we had 64 points in the paint. That's huge for us. And then they only had one offensive rebound in the second half, I think. And that's another marker that speaks to the physicality and the conditioning that's starting to come back.
You look at Ayton setting the tone early.
Yeah.
How huge is that for you guys?
Well, I kicked myself the other day when I looked at the stat sheet, and I kind of felt it in game two that, he didn't get enough opportunities. Now, that might not have changed the outcome in game two because they beat us. I don't want to say anything that disrespects what they did in game two, but he just didn't get enough opportunities in that game. And tonight, we tried to look at him on the post a little bit, and then I thought Chris did a really good job of trying to get him the ball in short roll. But he was, dominant tonight. I mean, you look at those numbers, 28 and 17 on the road, and we needed every one of them. So it's a huge win for us. But I told our guys, we can't get happy on the farm. We're going to play a team that just won't quit, and we got to have the same mental stamina plus in the next game.
I think that happened with just Chris in that fourth quarter, scored 19 again in the fourth. But what did you see as far as how they were playing him and how he was reacting?
Well, they went to some switching. Earlier they went to a normal coverage. There was some changing of the coverages, and then they went to, trap him. He just kept making the right plays. I wish I could tell you that there was some orchestration going on, but that's just Chris. His ability to, see the floor. Obviously, he can score the ball, but he was still making the right plays. And it allowed for us to get to the free throw line. When they started hitting him, we'd find the guy in the middle, and then we attack out of that. I think Cam had an open three on the left wing. He just missed it, but that was a byproduct of Chris just making the right play.
Monty, in the first half especially, just the way that Brandon and CJ were limited, what do you think of the job McKell and others did?
I just think, it just takes a lot of focus and energy. But you also have to have good team defense around you. You have to show those guys bodies, and you can't get deterred, upset, emotionally off your game when they make a tough shot, because that's what they do. Even at the end, they were hitting some tough ones. It's just who they are. I thought we did a much better job of not allowing anybody else to have a huge night. Even though Graham came in and gave them a spark, and Alvarado, he's just a tough player. And I think everybody that guarded those two guys tonight, speaking of Ingram and McCollum, they ended up with 64 points, but I think it was a tough 64. And that's how you have to make it for guys that score every night in this league.
Javale told us earlier in the year that as a center, he felt like this team really tries to get the center the ball. You guys all year have tried to focus on those mismatches and getting them the ball. How much have you seen you guys improve at that to get to this point where you guys really took advantage of it tonight?
Yeah, I just feel like a couple of years ago when we first got here, we weren't as smooth in that environment. How to pass the ball, teaching the bigs to play in Tim Duncan, catch high, keep it high. They're switching a number of pick and rolls, and you have to make them pay. It's just something we've worked on. Coach Mark Bryant with the bigs, he continues to tell those guys to play big, keep the ball high, and then make reads. And I thought Javale did a good job. There were times where he caught it on the block, and he didn't panic, and he was able to, spin off and get us a good look. The other thing, those shots are short shots, so you're not dealing with long rebounds that turn into transition buckets, and that's something that we've tried to focus on, is like flattening them out with post-ups if we can. We don't want to take away from our three ball, but if we can take advantage on the block or in the paint, we will.
Coach, with the three-point shooting, it felt like there were just a lot of missed open looks.
Just missed shots. We told, again, in the third quarter, I felt like we got quality looks. In that late timeout, I just told our guys, like, we just got to keep playing that way, even though we're missing shots, and we only scored 22 points in that third, and they had 31, and that was probably the difference. We just missed so many open threes, but again, I thought the mental stamina that we showed through that allowed for us to, make some big shots in the fourth quarter.
You mentioned resolve and mental stamina, that shot that Jay Crowder took
Yeah.
in the first half.
Yeah.
How did you like the way that they responded to that kind of play?
Which shot are you referring to? The one he hit in the corner, or
I'm
just?
sorry, when he got checked by.
Oh, I mean, it's obviously you just want to protect your guy. When he got hit, I didn't even see the play, and then the coaches told me it was, one of those hits that, you just don't want to see in basketball. And as a man, you want to respond, but we've always said we want to win the game and not the fight. And I thought he did a good job of, controlling himself, because that's hard to do in that moment. If you've ever played in this league, you're probably going to be in that situation once or twice, and you got to do the best you can to keep your awareness of, time, score, situation, and how much you mean to the team.
I don't know, kind of an obvious question about Chris, but in the overall context, what we've seen in fourth quarter, game one, and tonight, what are we witnessing here with him? How would you describe that?
I mean, he's just one of those players that plays the right way. He understands, the when and how, to create for himself and others. And the leadership qualities that you guys don't see in the timeouts is probably just as impressive as what he does on the floor, even though what he does on the floor is so meaningful to the team. But you could sit here all day talking about Chris, but knowing him the way I do know him, it's over with, and he's already moved on to get ready for the next game. And I think that's the resolve and the focus we have to have. We want to get out of here, go get some rest, and come back to the gym tomorrow and prepare. And it starts with, that kind of mindset that Chris has shown all season long.
Monty, I'm sure Landry's kicking himself for a couple of those threes, but for him to play 30 minutes
Yeah.
in this game after not playing game, can you speak to just that?
Nah, he's just been ready. I had a conversation with him before the playoffs started that, he could be in that situation where he might not be in the rotation, and he just kept himself ready. And, there's a tendency to not necessarily pout, but, go, woe is me. And he came back in the gym the next day, did his normal deal. He played in the pickup game that we had with our guys who weren't playing and the coaches, and he played in that game like he was a starter. And I think that's why he's been able to be productive on the floor. I thought the way he's attacked the rim in these past two games, says a lot about, there's layers to his game. And I think the more he plays, we're going to see some of his shots go down.
Coach, what led you, starting Cam in the first half, and then what led you to going Shannon?
Yeah. Well, they didn't have Hayes, so we just figured they may go smaller, and Cam had 3 fouls. So I think that it was part of the process. You're asking me to remember a lot, but that was probably the reasoning behind that. And Landry was playing well, and his ability to help with the ball handling helps us a lot, especially when you don't have Book.
Coach. Coach, I don't know if you heard down the stretch, but there was an F Chris Ball chant that broke out in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Would you come into
Listen, this city is not about that. I would say whoever did that is probably a small minority. This city has always been good to Chris, and those kinds of chants aren't indicative of the people of this city. I don't know who did that, and I really don't care. I know that the majority of the people in this city respect Chris and what he's been able to do in this city for families and kids speaks for itself. So that kind of stuff is you don't even want to speak to it because it's certainly not a commentary on the people of this city.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Just when you look at a game like this where you don't have Devin, but you guys have been talking for it, been there and done this all season, but how rewarding is it though to get a playoff win like this without him on the floor?
That's a big win for us. We knew it was going to be by committee. We knew coming into this arena it was going to be tough. You know what I mean? And I think everybody just pitched in tonight, and we did enough to win.
Here's what you thought of just Ayton starting and being aggressive right out the gate.
It was huge. It was big time. Like we said, you can't replace everything that Devin does for us. So it's going to be different spurts where guys get going, and DA kept us in this game in order to bring it home down the stretch.
And then lastly, you in the fourth quarter, that's 19 again in the fourth. I know that you said, hey, I'm just playing to win the game, but how much did you put it upon yourself in that fourth quarter to close that out?
I just picked my spots, you know what I mean? Finally had a couple shots go down. Just try to be aggressive, listen to DA. DA kept telling me he was going to get me loose, and he told me to stop passing and to shoot the ball. So, shots went down. We got stops at the times when we needed to. One of the biggest plays was Jay Crowder when he got that offensive rebound on that last second shot at the end of the shot clock and put us up 5, and I think that really sealed it for us.
Chris, what did you think of the way Javale played and just the way you
Oh,
guys were
man.
able to take advantage of those?
JaVale was amazing. We talked about it. This was the third game. When Larry Nance comes in the game, that's when they tend to switch everything. So we wanted to try to punish him on the inside. And JaVale's energy, is contagious. Him rebounding, him getting those putbacks kept us in the game too.
From Jay and Mikal bringing the ball more to those instances where you guys have always worked on punishing those switches, how would you just think back to what you put in, the work you guys put in the regular season to improve to get to this point?
Well, you said it. That's the importance of the regular season. That's the importance of our coaching staff always staying on us so I can get off the ball and them guys bring the ball up the court and initiate the offense. So we're just going to keep trying to piece this thing together, you know what I mean? Next man up. Cam Johnson started the game. Sham started the second half, so we just do whatever we got to do.
Chris, with the three-point shooting, was there anything that stood out? Was it just missing open shots tonight?
Yeah, we got a lot of good looks. I was 1 for 6. I ain't make much of that. I didn't know we was 4 for 26. But the thing about it is we got great looks. And all season long, we've been a really good shooting team. So, to win this game and for us to not shoot it that well, that's a plus for us. Because next game, if we can get those same shots, hopefully we'll knock them down.
Monty was talking about the resolve that you guys showed, especially after Jay Crowder took that shot from Jackson Hayes. Just what did you see from your ability to weather plays like that and then the run they made in the third quarter?
Yeah, we got a good group that's been together. We sort of battle tested when it comes to things. We went through an incredible run last year. We still building. I don't know the amount of playoff games that our team has under our belt, so everything is still, new to a certain extent, but guys know what to expect. We know what we want to get to down the stretch, and we'll take this one.
Chris, you've been in hostile situations before where, the opposing fans get on you, but tonight to hear the chants at the end of the game, then how do you take that? Are you just like whatever? Or
Which chance?
Oh, the expletive Chris Paul, the chance.
Oh, no, I ain't paying no. These my people, man. You talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I grew up here. 6 of the best years of my life I played for New Orleans, and you can't, base a select number of people on an entire group. I know how I am with this city. That'll never change. Like I said, I have my parents here, my family here. It's nothing like it. It'll always be so much love between me and the city here, so I'll never pay that no mind.
I find it interesting just when you have a game like this, the response the next 24 hours, like what do you do to get ready for game 4? Because it's considered an emotional game 3. So what do you want to see in the next 24 hours?
Recover. Rest and recover. You know what I mean? For me, yeah, we'll look at film, look at all the film, see what we did well, see what we can get better at, probably come in tomorrow, get some practice. Hell, I ain't seen my parents in a while and they're in town, so I'm going to try to enjoy that, you know what I mean, and then get ready on Sunday.
Anything else for Chris?
Is there a restaurant you want to hit that you still remember or like from when you were here?
It's a lot of restaurants here. My old chef, Pat is out here. Got this little vegan spot that I eat now. I eat a lot different than I did when I was 20 years old. You know what I mean?
No more gumbo, huh?
Man, if somebody got some vegan gumbo, holla at me. Or if they got some beignets. But I used to have this Krispy Kreme bread pudding that was fire too. But yeah, a little change now.
Vegan gumbo?
If somebody got some,
Yeah, okay.
you know what I'm saying? Holla at me. Holla at me. Let me know.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
Bill, just to have an impact on the game. I know you always believe, hey, if I get minutes, I'm going to be able to produce. So what was it like tonight to be able to deliver in a critical game?
I mean, it felt good. Just trying to be aggressive, trying to be a big man and stay tall and make sure that I put pressure on the rim. And I feel like the bigs did a great job today of that. But also I feel like the guards did a great job of facilitating and getting us the ball in the right positions.
I know you like to get Ayton hyped up early. How nice was it to see him start the game the way he did?
Oh yeah, it felt good. Just seeing them coming in after him and seeing the work he was putting in, it did nothing but inspire me to keep going. So yeah, we've been working a lot on in practice of just keeping the ball up and just staying big and being big men. And I feel like we had a great game today to do that.
What do you feel when you're in the fourth quarter situation and you're watching Chris and it's like you've seen it over and over again, but is it still like, damn, he's at it again? Like, how did you view it as a team?
I mean, I'm impressed every time I see it. He does the same thing. All game he'll facilitate everybody else, and then that fourth quarter comes. If we need him, he steps up and starts hitting those middies and taking over. So it's just amazing the way he does it.
Javale, you told us earlier in the year that this is a team that feeds their big men the ball. So how important was it to establish that connection for moments like this where you guys need to capitalize on it?
It was definitely important. How I feel is when they feed us excessively, it opens everything up. Now the threes are open. Now they're in the paint, worried about us, and then we have big men who actually can pass the ball. I believe I had a post up and I passed it to Cam on the cut, but it got blocked. But it was still a great cut and an efficient pass. So I just feel like just that game plan was excellent, I guess.
And when a team is willing to switch with you like that, you want the ball every time.
Oh yeah, for sure, every time. If they're gonna switch a small man on me, you might as well throw it in there. I'm gonna make the right decision.
Javale, Monty pointed out, I think you guys only gave up one offensive rebound in the second half. Just how big was that to be able to close out stops?
It was extremely important. Valanciunas, that first game was, even though we won that game, that was something that we were harping on. We were like, we can't let them come in here and bully us on offensive boards again. So this whole series, that's what we're harping on. We're not letting, we're staying aggressive. We're not letting anybody disrespect us like that and come in there and get offensive rebounds.
Monty mentioned the resolve that you guys had, the third quarter run they made, and then also the shot that Jay Crowder took from Jackson. What did you see from the team, especially at that kind of moment where it can get a little too?
It seems like when teams try to do that to us, it doesn't make us. It turns us up, if anything. It makes us go harder. I remember, I think it was the Knicks and Cam Johnson had got into it with Julius Randle. And after that, Cam, I think he went for 38 that game, career high. So when things like that happen to us, we don't shy away from it. That actually makes us go harder. So I wouldn't recommend that for teams.
Going back to the next question from Chris, just watching it. I mean, you watched it from afar for so long. What is it like being on his team and watching him just do that in the fourth quarter?
I mean, it's amazing. Just seeing the concentration, the focus, and just the brains that he has of the game, and the vision that he has of the game. Just the way that he knows where guys are going to be. He knows what's going to happen. He reads it. He'll read a play. He'll do the play, read it, and be like, they're playing this like this now, and then they'll switch and do something else, and he'll be like, okay, they switched into this, and it's just every play he's analyzing the game in his brain and communicating with us what he's seeing out there. It's just amazing just being around a basketball brain like that.
It looks like he's playing chess.
For sure. He knows exactly where the guys are going to be. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He's listening to the calls that the other players are calling. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as an NBA player, but it's a lot going on out there. So for him to just be able to lock in and decipher it is amazing.
Any more? Thanks. Thanks, Javale.
Y'all want to ask me about my beads and how I got them? Never mind.
First off, you score a playoff career high, 28. Your 21 the first half was a playoff high and a half. How much of this was, I'm going to make my presence felt early, the Devin being down?
Next man up. That's our motto. That's our go-to. That's the thing we go by. It don't matter who's on the floor. We gotta get the job done. Defense. That's what creates our offense, and that's what kept us in groove. And we just took what the defense gave us tonight.
When you're in that mode though, where now everything seems to be dropping, whatever you're putting up, is it a matter of just keep feeding me, or is it a matter of you still reading the game?
Reading the game, still taking advantage of what the defense give us, because they mixed in a lot of different coverages out there, and our bench was talking a lot, telling me that dudes are crashing down on me every time I put it on the ground, and I just try my best to get my shots out of the pick and roll. I know C brings a lot of attention going to that midi, so I made sure I just got a hit and just try to take care of the rest when I get the ball.
This was an area you just said that you told him, hey, stop passing the
Oh
ball.
yeah.
Maybe
Oh yeah,
stand up a little bit.
he did his job in the first quarters to really get everybody going, and the courts start opening up, and I start hearing different terminology out there on the floor, and I'm telling C, I'm like, they're back to normal coverage. I'm gonna need you to shoot the ball. Like, I'm gonna get a clean hit. I just need you to come off and do your thing. And he did it, and it felt normal. It felt like that's how he was last year when he was taking over them 4 quarters. So, I mean, just making sure his head is clear and, know that I got his back, especially when it's time, when it comes to crunch time and it's just him and I in those 2-man games, just making sure he do his thing.
Would you have said that to him last year?
Last year, I don't think I knew the game as much like how I do now. Everything slowed down. I seen everybody's defense. So, and I'm listening to what the defense is, communicating to what they want. So, all that stuff is like just the little things I picked up on.
Willie took out Valanciunas with about 4 minutes left. You stayed on the floor. How much pride do you take in not being the guy to get played off the floor in those situations?
Oh, a lot. Man, I don't like coming off the court, especially in that small man business, man. I don't know what the small game is, but yeah, I have a lot of pride knowing that he trusts me on the defensive end to switch out and guard the perimeter without fouling. Putting pressure on the rim and also protecting the rim, just being a presence out there. So, there's a lot of pride behind that.
You and Javale were really able to take advantage of those switches when they went. How much do you think have improved from Monty's first year? You guys flashing the middle, just everything you guys have added and gotten better at.
Yeah, Monty's definitely has let his dogs out to where, he's letting the teams have it. Making sure we locked in down low and making sure we have great seals and legal physical movement when it comes to fronting the post and stuff like that, not fighting it as much, and just sharing that ball and playing circle ball down low. So, we're ready for all of that.
Monty talked about the resolve you guys showed when they made their run, and then when Jay Crowder took that hit from Jackson Hayes. Just what did you see from the team in terms of those kind of heated moments?
I mean, hits like that get us going. I think we needed a hit like that. Dude like Jay Crowder, I think he kept his cool all the way. I just found the fact he didn't hear the whistle, so he reacted the way he reacted. But to me, I think that's the best way you can get Jay Crowder to react without it being overly extra. He did a great job of just keeping us in the game, and that's our brother. Whether it's incidental or not, that made us play harder. And that's the type of juices that keep us going and make us want to step through the whole gas pedal and break it. So that's how it is.
Is it kind of encouraging when you look at the stat sheet and see you guys only shot 4 for 26 and a lot of them were open and we're still able to find a way to win the game?
Yeah, that's defense. Closing out these possessions, I realized in the second half they only had one offensive board. That's big time for us. And, that's telling coaching and coaches that, we're listening and we're bought in. And, these 2 days we was in the lab and we locked in on what we, needed to do. And coaches give us the cheat sheet and, we did it. We did what we have to do.
How much of that was a personal mindset for the team that you guys aren't going to allow what's happened in the first 2 games?
Yeah. There's a lot, Them dudes play relentless, but at the end of the day, we've been here before. And, we just not going to make you out here just play comfortable and let you do what you want. So that's what we did this game 3. It was really, play with those dudes upside they had, with the physicality, rebounding, defending without fouling. We really shut all that down and made them work for their baskets tonight. And I respect that.
Last thing, what was Devin, like maybe his major points he kept saying on the bench? Because he was clearly
Oh yeah,
good words.
I don't know how to him or see who the real coach when they out, but hey, he ain't it for me. But D Book was just telling me, do not get tired of shooting the ball. He just kept telling me, change your mindset. Don't think you need to move it. We need you to score this ball, score the ball, score the ball. He kept saying it. Out of half, he sat me down and said, you're going to have to change your mindset and not thinking that you're not moving the ball. I just need you to score this ball and take advantage of these dudes. And I was locked in, and my teammates was right behind me with it as well. So, it brought in a lot of confidence, and he was just, all out, just spreading the energy of just making us play hard. The things that teams throw at him, he seen it dawn at sea, and, he's just telling the other guys just be ready to play make, period. And he was emphasizing what Coach was saying throughout the whole game, and I told him that's what we needed. Before the game, I said, this is what I need, man. I need you to be out there talking some stuff, bro. Like, I don't need you just quiet, looking fast, so I need you to be active. But that's D Book. It's hard not to have that man. He competes, man. That dude's a competitor, so he was on his feet now. He was moving and he was talking.
That's all I got.
All right, it's 1 a.m. in the morning, man. We gotta wrap this up. You holding the bus up, bro. Come on.
That what the game do. That what the game do, Jay Crowder. That what the game do.